All righty. I think are we on? All right, guys, daylight savings time. And we are on. To me, it's an hour earlier because we lost an hour, but it's the same time. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Why am I yelling? All righty. We're on.
Wait, why am I yelling?
Why am I yelling? It's James Law Jr. Welcome to the, whatever this is called, the Y&R Made Small Recap here on JLJ Media. You know, you guys, it happens to me every half a year or whatever this happens. Either direction, I'm thrown off. Either direction. This coffee can't kick in fast enough. I'm wearing a bun because my hair is crazy from yesterday's film. We're not going to show it today. And I'm here with Jamie's Angels, Tami and Amanda Russ. Hello, ladies.
Anyone else having a hard time with this daylight savings BS?
Oh,
why we are still doing this, I don't know.
No, is there a thing they're trying to get rid of that, right? Because I mean, like Arizona doesn't do it, and neither does other states. They don't even do it.
No.
I don't know why we need it anymore.
We don't need it anymore. It was like for when they used everybody was a farmer or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hello, everybody in chat room. Come on in. Come on in. You guys have made this show bigger than it has always been. The numbers have gone up the last month or two. So thank you so much for tuning into our show. Video and audio. I appreciate it very, very much. We appreciate it very much. Hi, you guys. Also, today we're running a little late. You know, we're here. You guys are coming in, you're here. That's why you should always subscribe, hit that bell, so you know when I come on. Yes, I know sometimes YouTube doesn't notify some of you guys. I have no control over it. I don't run YouTube. But just hit it anyway, just in case. We will be doing Bold and Beautiful next, probably 11:30 or so. I don't know. At some point next. And sometime this afternoon, GH, hopefully, fingers crossed, no Wi-Fi issues. Frank Rand have 2 weeks of stuff to talk about. Trust me. He said he has lots of opinions.
Uh-oh.
Esme Ryan stuff, especially. He has lots of opinions. So we're going to talk all of that creepiness later on today.
All that delicious creepiness.
Delicious creepiness. And our friends over at Edition Days are back in this. Well, I'll say back in the studio, back in the Zoom. You saw me and Tami Govea last week. Live in the audience. That's very nice. So folks, when I couldn't get on to do GH, I hopped on the train. There was a train, a car, and went out to Burbank. And Tami, it was so good to see you in person.
Yes, it was great to see you. It was great to see everyone in person. It was a combination of this feels really weird and this feels so good. And I'm going with this feels so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, and me, you, Marty Freeman, and everybody else, and seeing Bradley and all the folks at Spectrum Celebrity Events was great. Edition Days is back on today in their regular habitat at 3:15. Go over to Edition Days for that. All right, that's all those church announcements. Yesterday I hosted an event with ex-deacon on Y&R, but current deacon on Bold and Beautiful, Sean Kanan. Check out on my page, her page, our page, Bold Beautiful Universe, anywhere. Check out. I posted tons of pictures.
Yeah. I posted a couple of videos. I was trying to get some video of you actually interviewing him, moderating it. Beyond him reading and that sort of thing. And if you guys, weren't there at the event, if you weren't able to fly in, or even if you're local and weren't able to
I was crying.
It was a smashing success. I'm going to speak for James and for you, Amanda. We come from this super supportive space for Sean, and we were just like, please let this be a good turnout. I mean, there's only so much social media can do, that PR can do. At the end of the day, the fans are either going to show up or they're not for whatever reason. With COVID, there were so many variables involved as to why people would be there or wouldn't be there. And it was a full room and people had purchased more than one book. And he was amazing. I could just go on and on. We're already
when Terry stood up, he goes, "Hi," because he knows you. So he's like, "Hi, nice to see you." And it was the way he said that, it was so funny because you still have to ask a question. He's like, "Wait a minute, I know her."
Yeah, he was like, "Wait."
He did. It was like, hi. He goes, oh, hi. I'm like, oh my goodness. You're like, hi, Sean. Tami looked splendid in her outfit yesterday. She sashayed around. And I have a picture with Annika. So we'll talk about that on Bold and Beautiful a little more. I just want to say that he was a Y&R person also. So just in case you missed it, it's on mine, hers, ours, theirs. It's everywhere. So
and go get the book, Wave the Cobra by Sean Kanan. You can get it. Amazon, you can get it.
Amazon, get it anywhere. Yeah,
and you can get it anywhere. But go to a bookstore. Support your bookstores, people. It was so good to be in a bookstore again.
I love it.
Right?
That
and of course, I just grabbed a book off the shelf, like some trash novel that I don't know. Like, I gotta support. Anyway,
my phone is just blowing up. I can't even. It's just all the notifications that keep going and going and going. They're just going forever. People, thank you. People are very happy for me. Actually, I have some friends in business are just like, we're sorry for you, James. And you guys understand, in this business, usually, and I hate to sound like this, but they go for certain types and certain people to host things. The fact that he fought for me, I'm not that type or that certain type of person. But he's a true friend to me. So I will never forget that. I almost start crying. I'm gonna cry this morning.
You look so handsome. I loved the sweater. Even Joe was like, "Oh, look at James' sweater."
Well, tell Joe. Hi, Joe. How are you? Yes. No, I think everybody liked my sweater. I pulled. I was like, "What fits?"
Bring out the Argyle.
Yes, Argyle. So good. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So I just surprised I didn't flinch when Sean kicked the bottle. I trusted Sean. I trust him. And I trust him. But I'm still getting videos, so you might see some stuff with me. Casey posted some of me video. So there's a lot of stuff still coming in. Trust me, it's still coming in. I'll check all this later. Okay, Y&R folks. People are already talking about they're mad at Victoria. They're mad at so what was the first storyline we used to talk about, kids?
Let's start with Victor and the hot friggin' mess that he's created. Okay, let me just say, remember how pissed we were at Victoria for being so arrogant in regards to Adam? Because she was so sure Adam was going to react a certain way and she was going to knock him down and peg her too. Hello, Victor. You were so sure that everything was going to work out and now friggin' Michael's missing. That pisses me off. I'm Lauren. I'm like, my husband. Okay.
I love it.
Lauren said to Victor, "You better not be lying to me." Because
Victor's trying to placate her.
Yeah, he tried to say, "Don't worry. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. He's this. He's busy. He's that. He's that." And she's like, "No, he always talks to me, no matter what." She's like, "It's been 2 days." She was crying. I was like, oh my God. And he's just like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Victor's on the phone with his contact in Peru. Where's Michael? Other side of the phone. We don't know.
Yeah.
And that's when you see Victor's reaction of like, holy effing poop.
Yeah.
This is so not good.
They're all go, Tami. They're all go, Tami. They're like, yes.
He tells us to Adam, and Adam's, so what's your backup plan, Dad? I don't have one. And that scene with Sally and Adam, where Adam's like, this isn't going to go well. And when things hit the fan, he has an opportunity, right?
You're right, because Sally goes, well, who's going to run the company? And he's like, haha, that's the question, isn't it?
All he has to do is just sit back and watch. Just sit back and don't do anything, Adam. Just sit back.
He tried. He did try. He was like, Dad, what if she believes him? Like, what if her love for him makes her blind? Like, she believes him. And Victor's like, oh, it'll never happen. That's exactly what happened. Is it not, Tami? Is it not?
But what cojones Ashland has to spin the tale of, I don't know why your father is doing this and saying these things. These people who are saying these lies are just, they've got a gripe with me.
They're disgruntled. They're disgruntled. He keeps saying that all week.
I don't know what's going on. I would never do that. I would never blah, blah. And Victoria is so in love. That's all she needed to hear.
Yeah, she's like Tami was.
Oh,
She refuses to see it.
Yes.
She refuses.
So
I
handsome
woke.
man.
I am woke.
She's woke now. That's the thing, because it's gonna be because eventually it's gonna come out. Obviously, it's gonna come out at some point. And wait, and I mean, Amelia Hiley, but get her Emmy reel ring. I'm sure it's gonna be it's gonna be good. When she feels she's been duped,
But listen.
She was mean to Nikki too.
I was just gonna say the scene between them was everything.
I was so mad.
How do you feel about this? And Nikki was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how to feel about this. Well, do you believe Dad? She's like, I don't know who to believe. All I know is Ashland lied here. Ashland lied again here. Then he lied again here. There's a possibility that he's lying now. And Victoria's like, but he would never lie about something so disgusting. And then when Victoria got all up in her face, I thought you would be the one to defend me. Nikki was, oh my God, I'm getting like emotional.
She threw her purse. She had one of those clutch purses and she was on the table with the purse.
I am defending you as your mother, as your COO, as your friend. And she got up and walked out of the restaurant.
That's Nicole Newman, bitches. You do not mess with Nicole Newman.
And Victoria looked like, she didn't do that,
far.
but you could see like, okay, I think I went too far with Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, her face is like, ooh, I pushed Mom too far.
No, Nikki is the grand dame. Don't. And Nikki has tried to be there for Victoria this whole time. She's tried. She's just telling you, girl, I'm just telling you, I don't know what's going on. And you're going to talk to your mother like that? Yeah, Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yep. And then Nate, Amanda.
Oh,
James.
poor Nate.
Well, apparently it's a promo that Ashland's threatening Nate.
Well,
that's the promo, apparently.
Ashland tried to spin his tale with Nate. It's all lies. And Nate's all, it better be.
Yeah, he's very
it better be.
He's not convinced.
No.
It's hard to believe at first. At first it's hard to believe it. You're thinking, well, no, this guy's been nice to me. He's always been great. I mean, you don't know him. I mean, so.
And I'm not an Elena fan. Elena?
Okay. Yeah, Elena. Yeah.
Elena. But when Nate was telling her about conversation with Ashland, she said, listen. Well, she didn't say listen. That's me saying listen.
He's like, she should have said, listen.
You trust your gut in surgery. Mm-hmm. With every patient, you trust your gut. So trust your gut now. If you feel something's wrong, then there probably is something wrong. And that's when Nate's like, yep, I don't know what it is, but something's not right. And I'm going to find out, he says.
Yeah, he said, I can't put my finger on it, but something is definitely off.
Yep.
And I was like, oh no, Nate's gonna die now.
Go to Peru and rescue Michael from some cage that Ashland probably locked him up in.
Oh, he said, take care of them, James. That's what he said. He said, take care of all three of them. And I was like, oh no, he's gonna die. I like Michael, even though we don't get to see him that much. I like him so far.
Oh my gosh.
Nate's go ham on Ashland. And Nate's having doubts. Nate was asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Nate was having doubts. Ashland was spinning his answers and not giving Nate an answer.
Right. Yeah. He was like going around it.
Nate on the case. Yes.
The scene that gave me the creepy crawlies. Yes. When Victoria gets her iPad and hands Ashland the contract. Coming from, I love you, I believe you, you're my husband, let's be equals. And he takes the iPad and you can literally hear him go inside.
You could see it.
Oh
like
my God.
his face, he was like, I did it.
Yes, and he signed.
And as he's signing, he's like,
it was so weird. You know, he's about to sign, and I'm thinking, okay, someone going to come through the office. Is there going to be a phone call? But then he signed it. I was like, no.
Me too. I was like, no.
See, I was screaming, no.
Yeah.
And then he just looked at her.
Oh, that look.
Oh, that look,
like,
right?
I got you. Like, I got you.
Woo.
Yeah, storyline's getting more intriguing. It's gonna get more and more messy.
And one thing, and someone brought up Nicholas in the chat when Victoria was getting up in Nikki's face. Nikki said, it's not about, you know, because Victoria kept throwing, well, daddy's done this before. Well, daddy's done this before. Yeah. And she said, listen. Well, that's my favorite thing. Listen.
listen. I said, listen.
Shut up and listen to me. Victor says, blah, 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 blah. Ashland says, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Nicholas is the one who originally had concerns in the beginning. And Nicholas has no agenda.
Right.
Right. You know what? Your daddy probably has agendas. Ashland, no question, possibly has agendas. But Nicholas, there's no agenda here.
Really?
Oh, Tami, that reminds me. That is why Nate doesn't believe Ashland. Because he said, if it was anyone else who came to me, I probably wouldn't have believed it. But it was Nick who came to me and said, hey, there's an issue going on. Like, there's a problem. And he was like, because it came from Nick, it makes a difference.
Yep. So I'm actually really disappointed in Victor.
Yes.
Like, he really overplayed his hand here.
He really messed up.
He's like, I get Michael is missing, but Michael was supposed to send me some stuff.
Yeah. He's like, I never got that stuff yet.
The stuff hasn't arrived yet. Do you know where the stuff is?
He's in a cage. Don't worry about it right now.
I was laughing so hard. Like, you don't have Michael. You don't have evidence. You have nothing, Victor.
Yeah, because he said, oh, well, he never sent it. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, you don't even have the evidence? Oh, wow.
Nope.
Michael is missing.
That was a mistake.
Oh, that was good. That was so good.
Okay, what's the next storyline we'll talk about?
Was there another storyline?
Well, there's
Devon.
Chance is in therapy. He's doing good. We get to see the guy with the big muscles through his suit.
Everybody's like,
he's like, let me get my notebook.
Everybody told him last week, go, Dr. So-and-so's hot. He's hot. I go, yes, he's big arms is hot.
That suit is so tailored.
I know. It's so like tight. It's like he can go like this and just rip it.
It's like the Hulk. Like, he can't raise his hand or anything.
Yeah, he did several tours in I can't even talk. He did several tours.
Tours.
Mm-hmm.
But Amanda, you were saying, are you a little upset with Devon, Amanda? You a little upset with Devon?
Very. And I'm mad at Amanda because she's not helping. Okay, just stop. She kept bringing up, okay, they go to the cafe and she's like, well, okay, let me go back. Devon has the baby. Abby and Chance show up to get the baby early, and Devon feels some kind of way about it.
Unexpected. They didn't call. They just showed up.
Tami, how many times has he just showed up to their house and been like, hey, I want to take the baby? Didn't call, sorry. I was like, oh, please stop. Okay. So then he's like, okay, you can take the baby, blah, blah, right? Then he feels some kind of way about it, though. He's like not happy about it, right? And he's like, it's fine. But then Amanda, they go to the cafe and Amanda's like, you know what? I feel like you want sole custody. I was like, what? What? She was like, I know you feel some kind of way and you want more say in the baby's life. So I feel like maybe you want full custody. I was like,
but here's why I wasn't so mad with her, because Devon, Devon kept saying,
That's how I felt, Tami.
Devon kept saying, I just, I'm really glad that Chance is in therapy. But I've been in therapy and I know that you just don't go for one visit, that it's a process, it's a journey. And I just don't want this to affect Dominic. And I'm thinking, okay, I get it.
You don't even know English yet. Okay.
But it's not like Chance is hitting the baby and screaming. There's not, okay, life is not perfect, people. And your kids are going to get affected by your moods, what it is that you're going through. And for Devon to come from the space of, if it's not perfect, if Chance and Abby aren't perfect, well, maybe he should be with me. And I think that's why Amanda said, are you looking for full custody here? Because you think Chance is going to be a bad influence on Dom and it's in a healthy place and space for him?
So I'm not going to defend him at all. I was going to say, I'm not going to defend. As a person who has children and has children, I think the problem also is when you have your first child, I'll never forget. Oh my God! But I'm telling her, I don't care. She doesn't tell these people. My younger daughter is so like everything's perfect, and I'm gonna do this, make sure this, and record this, and anyway. And now she's trying for her second child, and me and her older sister are like, you see how that happens because like those commercials, it totally changes. So I'm just saying, I think Devon is his first child, so he is overly. Because I agree with you. It's like. I'm like, if that were the case, then I should have been a parent, period. I had all
Nobody should be parents.
Right, exactly. Right, I had all kind of mood swings. Because I said this a while back when he was like, well, what if this energy affects the baby? Or from Mariah's, I'm like, calm the F down. Like, it's just like, I mean, yes, it's true. It does a little bit, but like, they can be okay. Babies are resilient. Babies are like, they're stronger than you think. Cheese and crackers.
Yep.
Cheese and crackers.
Okay. It's offensive. It is very offensive that, Chance can't be a dad because he has PTSD. That's so offensive, guys. Like it really is. It's like any other mental disorder. Like you can live perfectly fine and manage it as long as you know your signs and you manage it properly.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I don't like that Devon keeps saying exactly what Tami said. Things like, well, it's not healthy for him to be around him. What? Like he's not doing anything wrong.
You're right. Yeah.
I told you, James, I told everybody that it's never enough. He wants more. He wants more. He wants more. You know what? You know what? How about if Abby just says, oh, here you go. Here, even though it's my baby. Okay, here, just take him. Just take all of it. I'll pretend like he's not even mine.
Hey, my cat's good to you, Amanda. So that brings a good point. Do you think Chance wants to be a dad? And I mean, it's funny because I think that's almost his secondary, because he was not involved. Yeah, this whole storyline. So I've said this from the very beginning how weird this storyline was, and I think part of it was there was part COVID stuff going on, part the other actor, whatever they decided. They decided to stick to the storyline for a reason. They decided to stick to it. So I think it's playing out in a weird way where like Chance wasn't there for the whole pregnancy. He has no connection like the rest of them do. So I think, and he came back with his PTSD, his experience. I feel like that's his number one focus is that. Then Abby possibly, and then the child. Like I don't think being a dad is his number one priority. I don't think it is.
I think it was before he got called away on the mission.
Right.
He and Abby absolutely wanted to start a family.
I think he's scared too. Yeah. Like he's scared of doing something wrong or messing up the baby or whatever. Like he's scared too, I think. But I don't like, you're right. He feels very disconnected. I don't know how you fix that really, other than just spending time with the baby and getting
And you know what? I'm glad that they showed that moment. He comes home after therapy and he snaps at Abby. He gets very short with her and raises his voice to her, and you can see her react to that. And he apologizes. And I thought that was such a real moment.
It is. That's very accurate.
It's real. You just don't go to a therapy session and come home and everything's good. Especially if it was a really good session, you come home all discombobulated. To his point, he goes, you know what? I need a minute alone. Like I need to process.
He needs to decompress.
Yeah. I really love that they incorporated that.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was real.
Why don't Tami talk about you, Tami? No, not Tami. Amanda talked about Joe, and we've gone through PTSD. I went through. I was sexually attacked, violently, and so I talked about it on the shows. So I had to go to therapy too, and I had PTSD from that. So I know it's like when you have a session, and even if it's a breakthrough or whatever, still a lot of emotions are brought up, and they're right there. They're just right there. Where before they weren't there because you had them pushed down. Now they're here. I remember my sessions afterwards. I had to be on my own for a little while. It was kind of like process it, think it, whatever. Not, I couldn't go to a club and go, let's go clubbing. I wasn't like,
unless you're trying to numb yourself.
Right.
There's that choice too. But if you're not trying to numb yourself and you're really just wanting to be in the mire and process it and come out the other side, it hurts. Yeah.
Yes. You can't snap at people. It's very true.
Yep.
I already know when Joe comes back, he needs time.
Okay.
Like you got to give him time. Otherwise, that exactly will happen. And then he feels horrible because he didn't mean to snap at you.
Right.
So it's just best to avoid it altogether.
No, I get it. You don't want them to feel any worse. That's the whole point. They're trying to get better. Like that's,
yeah.
So but Abby and Chance is funny. I actually like their relationship. It seems kind of real to me. Like they really mesh together. Like it's messy and complicated, but I think they do love each other. Like I actually feel it, and that's a testament to both actors. They just work really well together. So I'm really invested in seeing what happens with them. Kind of like even more so than the baby. I'm kind of like because again I said before, Abby thought he'd come home, they have their baby, and it was happily ever after, and we're seeing nope, it is not.
And I'm glad.
Tammy, she did it. She couldn't handle it. I wish we could interview her again because I would so bring this up. She couldn't take it, and I immediately thought of Tammy. Whenever they were hugging, she ran her fingers through his hair, and I was like, she couldn't stop herself because he hugged. Like she walked up and hugged him, like as he was sitting and she was standing, and she hugged him, and she ran her fingers through his hair. I was like, girl.
That's Tammy. That was not hair.
It's like that mythology, the sirens, those three sirens that lure ships to the rocks. That's his hair calling you to just run your.
She couldn't stop herself, James. She was like right through his hair.
He has great hair. No, he gives great hair. He does. He gives great hair. So you can go on, Miss Ordway. Put your hands out hair. That's right, girl.
And one thing too that I liked, this is kind of a weird thing to say, but I kind of like being a fly on the wall during the therapy session because how often do you get to be
That's true.
privy to somebody's therapy session? For so long, Chance has been saying what I feel so bad about is I failed my team. I failed. This was the first time I heard I survived. Why me? Because I kept thinking if something was going to crush me, that would be the number one guilt.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah, survivor's guilt, which is a real thing.
It is. No, it is.
It's a real thing. And so they talked about that in the session. I was like,
Shonda says, and Shonda, thanks for sharing this also, a strong support system does help. It helped me with when I was struggling with my mental illness for several years. Little side note, we got to break down. I'm all for breaking this down. That's what I said. I tell my story all the time. I was raped violently and beat up, and I was left for dead. And I had to scream my way back to life. And therapy, her name was Sherry Coddington, LCSW. I will never forget her. She helped bring me back to life.
She saved you.
She saved me. And I think anybody, and Deb, who's a therapist in the chat room. Deb, okay, Deb. I say nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with, I'll say it over and over again. And nothing wrong with getting help. I know certain cultures and certain races don't automatically go to therapy. But I think it's still something you should look into. Nothing wrong with going to your pastor, nothing wrong with, you have other things you go to, it's fine too. But I think sometimes going to somebody who doesn't know you personally, who could have an objective opinion, who has tools in their toolbox professionally to help you, I will always fight for that. And Sean came to about being bullied as a kid. I'm going to show you about him being bullied. Get help. Help is not, and having a mental illness or a mental issue or overcoming something is no, on this show, my other shows, my network, no stigmas whatsoever.
None whatsoever. And if anyone is thinking about seeking out a therapist, and this is coming from me personally, because I've been in therapy, don't think the first person you go to is going to be gold.
That's true.
It can be. And if it is, you've won the lotto. Yeah. Be patient with yourself. Take the time to find that person and you'll feel it. If you meet with somebody and you walk out and go, try someone else. You can always go, you know what I mean? It's like dating.
Oh, yeah. It is.
It's a little like dating. Guys just kind of feel it out and see how it goes. And then when you do find that person,
it's amazing.
It is. It's so good.
I remember my therapist's name. I still now, and this happened years ago. And I always remember her. I was like, she was so good. I don't know where she is now, but she was great. I had her for several years. She was great. And I think, I thank you. I have recovered. I have a place for it.
Compartmentalized it.
Yeah, I have a place for it. And I've done speaking engagements on it. And I try to help other people who've gone through it also, because that's my service to the community. So I did a lot of therapy, folks. Trust me. The fact that I'm sitting here talking to you and able to laugh, that's a miracle. So after what I went through. So, but other folks who go through stuff too, and like she was saying about her man, same thing. We have some tough situations in life. Life can be tough sometimes, unless and things can happen to you that are out of your control. And there's some things that are actually chemical. Also, there are chemical imbalances, all kind of things. So that's the one thing I wish that this show. I wish they did some. They don't do any of those public service announcements about like mental health and getting PTSD. Some soaps will do that. They'll do a thing I know the Connors just did a show recently on gun violence at the very beginning. They did a PSA first about it because actually I think Lacey Gornson wrote it. It was one of the she plays Becky. She actually wrote the episode, and she went on and said, "There's a lot going on in the world. Mental health is a major. I advocate that all the time. And right now we've gone through a lot of stuff the last 2 years. So we got to fight for each other's house. We're part of the same family. Thank you. The guy who raped me is dead. He died. So I didn't kill him or anything. He died something else. But as you're mentioning that, so for me, I forgave him though before he died, and I had to move on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the people asking me to so I did. No, the forgiveness is for me. That wasn't for him really. It was for me.
Right.
I had to move on. And that's one of those things. So you have to find a way. Life happens. It just does. And you have to find a way to live with it. That's the hardest thing, is living with what you can't change the past. You can't.
Because it now becomes a piece of fabric of your life.
Yes.
And where does that little piece or large piece fit into your life going forward? Yeah. It's part of the mosaic.
Exactly, it is. It's just part of the cards you're dealt.
Yep.
That's kind of how that is. So, but I'm here smiling, and we're all here, and we're doing good. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for being kind to me. Thank you. Appreciate that. What are the storylines we got?
I got one thing.
Yeah. Go on. Just one more thing. Go on, girl. One more thing.
Okay, now Noah came in with a date, and at first I thought it was Crystal just for like a second. Because all I saw, she walked in and I just saw her pretty hair, and then she turned around and I was like, oh, that's not her. But this date was obsessed with Mariah. Well, with Taraya in general. Like, she was obsessed with both of them. And I was like, when someone's a fan and they're like really fangirling out. Yes. Like, I'll have a moment where I'm like, oh my God, and then I'm okay. But she was like just all over them. And they came downstairs and she was like, oh my God, it's Tessa. And she was just like totally ignoring Noah. And so Noah's like rolling his eyes and going to get coffee for her and bringing it back. And she's just totally ignoring him. She's like, oh yeah, coffee's good here. Yeah, I'll take some more. And he's just like, and so of course Sharon is mothering him, you know. Oh, where'd you meet her?
Her name was Cindy. Her name was Cindy. It was Cindy.
Okay. She was very pretty though.
They said we love Cindy. Cindy was hilarious. They said she was hilarious.
Yeah, she was very pretty. But she was so fangirling out there. She was way worse than me.
And then really quick, there was the Jack and Phyllis continuing
we forgot
saga really quick. Most of the week was, you know, Jack in the Box. Oh.
Jack in the Box.
Oh my God.
There you go. Jack in the Box.
Oh my God. But that's what it was. You know, they kept pulling stuff out of that box. Like, here's a postcard, here's a picture. It was cool. They did flashbacks with Jack and you know, that time in 1995 or whenever it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Of them
he
getting
looked
married.
so young.
Yeah, and she was beautiful, whoever that actress was.
Sure.
And then, you know, on Friday, we meet Allie, who Jack and Phyllis think is the person texting Jack. But when she walks into the house, and I've seen her before, James, I don't know if it was on Days or GH. She was on one of the soaps. This really young, pretty Asian girl. She comes into the house and she's all, who are you people?
Yeah.
What do you want? The estate's been settled. Are you lawyers? Are you bankers? What are you doing here? And that's when Jack and Phyllis realize, ooh, she's not the one who's been texting. Like, she's all, who are you? And they're all, who are you? And
it was weird.
Yeah.
Because they go in and he sees a photo of someone with perfume on. So there's somebody else involved. Somebody else is involved because someone came to the house and left a photo. And it was a photo of her.
She was on GH.
Oh, okay. Why was she on GH? Who? I forget.
She was Daisy on GH. Part of Day of Dawn.
Daisy, the cult
Daisy.
girl.
What is it? Yeah. Daisy.
She's so good.
It's like a cult girl. Yeah,
she was so cool. I loved her on GH. Thank you for that. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Well, he realized someone left a photo of her, and on the back was the phone number. So they called and made this appointment. Like, oh, okay, she's gonna come. My name's Jack. Blah blah blah. But then when she showed up, she acted like she didn't even know they were there. She was like, "What? Are you lawyers? The state's supposed to be closed. Who are you?" And I was like, "What? Who did they just talk to on the phone?" I was so confused.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, circling back to Cindy, I hope Cindy gets kicked to the curb, although it'd be fun to have an obsessive fan storyline. But I'm kind of digging, I'm going to call it, well, her name's Allie, Daisy Allie. I think she and Noah would be a really.
I think that's the point. I think it's a point.
Digging.
You mean Noel? Cindy kept calling Noah Noel.
Yeah. I was like, this girl is hilarious. Maybe she researched that he's their brother, because she acted all surprised, like, oh, I had no idea. And I was like, really? You're obsessed with them? Really?
Oh yeah.
She acted like she didn't even know that he was their brother. We just happened to come here to get a coffee. I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's wondering where Tessa's parents are. We don't know them. Are we getting married? I mean, does she have parents? Does she have anybody on her side of the family to come over?
Question.
And sorry, Amanda, but just because Sharon didn't have time for afternoon delight, he gets all ruffled feathers and is all chatty Cathy with Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
He is a nice person, Tammy. He is a very nice person, and he feels sorry for her, and he likes her son. Okay.
Oh my God.
But when Sharon was all, honey, I'm sorry, we can't have our little afternoon thing because I gotta go.
I'll fill in.
There's a kid who needs help. He was like,
oh my God. Oh, sorry guys. I want to mention this also. Speaking of that, prayers and everything to Vincent Irizarry, who's a super. I know him, super nice guy. He used to be on YNR also. Well, the many shows he's done, known as David Hayward, and all these other shows he's did. He had emergency surgery on his brain, water drain, stemming from him trying to save someone from being beat up. A woman. So he posted a picture. He has his head wrapped. He's out of surgery. He is doing better, but it was a very close call. So, and I know Vincent's so nice. He's one of the nicest people I know in the business. But just I want to make sure he wasn't a YNR person too, so I'll make sure I mention that.
He was on Guiding Light too.
And
Guiding Light, YNR, All My Children. He was Deimos on Days, and he's Santa Barbara. And you can watch my interview with him. We talked about all his shows he was on, his Emmys and everything. So I mean, he's super. Yeah, he was trying to help somebody and got hurt and his head got bad, and there was water on his brain and stuff. It was liquid, so he had to crazy time. But he's doing better.
No good deed, right?
No good deed, right? He tried to help somebody, and that's what happened. But back to Ray, your other man, who I know too. Jordy's very nice. Also, another guy who's very nice.
I would have told that kid, James. I would have told that kid, Christian, who we never see. Okay, I would have been like, you know what? Can you pick somebody else? Kind of busy right now, little guy.
Or you know what? Just give me a couple hours. And
you know what? Give me like an hour and a half.
Give me a half hour.
Folks, like I said,
I know that's more accurate. Give me like 30 minutes and we're good.
I'd be like, just give me 15. I'll be happy. That's all I need. I'm like, kids, it's been a couple of years. This pandemic's rough. I'm like, no child get in the middle of that. I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry, I love you, but.
Shonda in the chat room, major chemistry between Shay.
Oh, Shay.
I love that ship name.
I like the name Shay too.
I love that ship name.
Me too.
Me too, Shay. I like that.
Let's go sailing.
I'm not against it, Tammy, because I don't feel like Sharon really fully, and I like Sharon, so I don't want hate mail, but I feel like she don't fully appreciate Ray's hotness. Like she don't fully appreciate Ray.
No, because she's still in love with Nick.
It's her and Nick. It's her and
Nick and Sharon are the end game, and they're both.
Yeah,
she always puts him on the back burner. Like you can only do that so much with a guy like that, right? He's gonna get over it.
I feel like she pats him on the head like a puppy.
Yeah,
it's that kind of. I love you. Okay.
Yeah. I don't like it because
we know how you feel, Amanda. we know exactly how you feel. But but Tammy's right. Yeah, no, I'm all about. No, I like what's going on between Ray and Amanda. Me and Chelsea, Amanda.
I love them.
That's right, James. In my head. You know what? In my head, it's going on, James.
Oh my God! I meant Chelsea. Yeah.
You know what, James? You did a podcast recently about daytime characters who have no chemistry.
Yeah.
And Judy in the chat says no chemistry between Sharon and Ray, and it's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
they have like friend chemistry.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, and talk about no chemistry. There's the really quick Carter and Paris and
we saw that. Okay.
But that's for the next show.
Fell in her chair.
We should just keep talking. Don't straight to bold. We'll go straight into bold.
Do not even get me started, Tammy.
This is the crossover show. Yay! Let's stay on here. No, we'll do that next.
Oh God.
Sharon's gonna come on one day and find Chelsea and Bobby for meatballs. Okay. All right. We're just waiting for Nick and Sharon to get back together. That's what it is.
And Phyllis and Jack.
Yeah. This experience will
bring my nerves. They just need to do it already, James.
That's the best. But see, that's the old soap opera thing where you takes forever. You just going, come on. You're streaming for television, like, come on. That's the point. That's the whole soap thing. It's like it keeps you dangling for a while. That the pacing is always a tricky part because you wait too long, then nobody cares. When we do it just right, it's perfection. Yes, Tami is funny. Tami's had less sleep. She's awake. I don't know if she's awake today. I forgot. Like, Tami's on
another
today.
hour away from me.
Tammy's on it today. They said Tami. They're all thinking about Tami. Like you do, Amanda. Okay, that's why Amanda. I said Amanda by accident. I didn't even say her name.
I'm
Amanda has a man. Her man's name is Joe. I don't know why I said Ray. It's crazy. It's an accident. It's a slip of the tongue. But anyway, so are we wrapping this up? We're wrapping this up. Okay, we're wrapping this up. We got another show to do. Bold Beautiful. Give us like 10 minutes or so, folks, and we'll come back and do that show next. I'm gonna switch out something, get some more coffee order because I need to wake up. This light roast ain't doing shit. So I'm gonna use some coffee roast.
You need an espresso, James.
I do. No, I do. Oh, I didn't know. I knew I might have some. Actually, I have to look at my arsenal, see if I have anything.
Arsenal.
But this is One of Me Spotlight Kids. I will upload it in between so you can listen to it later. You know where to find Tami and everybody. So we will see you next on Bold. We got lots of on that show.
Thank you to the 40 folks in the chat. We love you.
Yes, 42. You guys are great. You guys
awesome.
are so wonderful. I'm glad that we're moving up and up. And just tell all your friends, tell everybody. This is our show every Sunday.